Why did you get braces?
Because my teeth are crooked.
Well, so is your brain, but you have a brace on.
Everything on me is crooked.
Welcome to Jane, remember the name, some section, season 2, some episode 9, which could be 8.5 or 8.2. We don't care. Please just watch the next episode. So we have me, Jane. We have Justice, who has taken her seat down here for some strange reason. We have JD under the table. We have Celeste over there. Yay! Welcome back, Celeste. And we have Mike, my 50-year-old year friend, Mike.
Yeah, I'm 50.
Yeah, he's not 50, but we've been friends for 50 years. So today I thought about we would talk about DOGE, okay, because DOGE. And then we would talk about guilt. I like guilt. Well, I don't like guilt, but we're going to talk about guilt. And then peace and what it does for you, peace. So I've been watching I like Gutfeld. Do you ever watch Gutfeld?
Oh, I know.
Yeah, Gutfeld is hilarious.
Oh, Tyrus.
I like Tyrus. I mean, that guy takes no prisoners. And the funniest thing he ever said was he when he walks by a woman, I guess she gets pregnant or something. Right? He has 4 kids from 4 different baby mamas. And he says that anytime he walks by women, all the eggs go, egg up. I thought Josh and I were going to fall off the couch. We were laughing, so he goes, egg up. So I don't know if hello, babies, egg up. You got a stud walking around. No. Okay, so anyway, but DOGE, which is the Department of Government Efficiency, right? So what do you think about DOGE, just right off the bat?
I think it is something that was necessary. I believe the government should have been responsible to handle their own fiscal responsibility. And the fact that another department had to come in and kind of steamroll everything over and get it going was actually a blessing. I think it's the greatest thing to our government. I mean, some of the stuff that came out, condoms, Sesame Street. Come on. And it's gone to the point where even Texas adopted its own DOGE program. So you see an impact and you see people.
And you know who had the DOGE? You had it? Obama.
Really?
Obama had the DOGE and was talking about that.
That is correct.
And so he's kind of the one that started it, so that kind of opened it up. So this wasn't something that, Trump pulled out of his butt. All you have to do is, if you just wait, they'll set it out for you. They put it on a silver platter for Trump. I just love it. So what do you think about DOGE, just the initial thing, before we dive into this philosophy of it?
Well, the government itself was never going to do that, ever, because there's too much corruption. There's too much graft. They themselves were never going to do it. It's like them voting themselves term limits. That'll never happen. It's never going to happen. They're never going to do that. They're never going to vote themselves a reduction in pay. It'll always be an increase stuck in some bill that nobody can see.
That Elon Musk found, bless his heart, because he read a 1500 page.
It was absolutely necessary because they would never do it on their own. I agree with Celeste. They should, but they're too dishonest to do that. So it was never going to happen.
And all the jobs that were supposedly, where they have a lot of jobs, they were all government jobs. So
well, Biden would say, we created 80,000 jobs this quarter. So the whole 80,000 was government jobs.
Yeah, that doesn't really count.
That doesn't count. It has to be in the private sector for it to do the economy any good. You can't create 80,000 government jobs and think that's going to help the economy. It doesn't work that way.
It makes them really mad when you let them go.
Well, I understand that. Anybody who loses their job, I feel bad for them. However,
they shouldn't have had the job in the first place.
Well, but if you're going to run the government like a business, which is what you should do because you do have to be cognizant of inflows and outflows, then you have to look at something and go, okay, this department is not producing like they're supposed to. They've got 20 more employees than they need. We need to lay off 20 people. And if it picks up, then we can bring them back. They're already trained. They already have the experience. Blah, blah, blah. You can do that stuff.
How many did Biden lay off when he did the oil film?
Oh,
I mean,
And those were hundreds of thousands of six-figure jobs.
yeah.
Six-figure
I mean,
jobs. That's a lot of tax money when you start looking at it.
Yeah, that's a lot of tax money. So this DOGE thing, I love it. And every time I see something, and now some crazy Supreme Court justice says, some crazy, we were talking about it outside about some saying that, it's okay, you can't go against a federal judge anywhere in the United States, which is total BS. I mean, it's crazy. I was telling Chad, my friend Chad, I said, if I were Trump, probably, and somebody would say that, and that you had to bring back the crazy people, that they took the plane out with all the MS-13s and all that, and they said,
To Guantanamo?
yeah, no, they say to San.
But then the prison gang.
Yes.
Yeah. I
They
mean,
had committed multiple crimes.
yeah, multiple crimes. I mean, and then some stupid federal judge said, bring them back, but they were already in international space, and they said no. And my favorite, if I were them, I would say, Chief Justice Roberts, because that's what he said.
Robert said that?
Yeah, I think it was Roberts. And you can't do that. I would say, you know what? Let's make a compromise.
Let them stay at your house.
That's what I would do. I would take 5 of the most god awful, tatted up things, everything, and I would put them. I'd have them chipped, like my pets. And then I would take them over to Roberts's house, and I would say, you have this big house. Do you have 5 extra bedrooms? Here, we're going to let MS this and this and this and this, and they're going to stay with you. Do you have children? Oh, please have children. Invite your friends over. And then I would say, and I am what is it? You remand them in their custody. Isn't that the right word? When you were,
Yes.
I sound so smart. It's amazing what happened here. I took a smartening pill. I had a great story about that. Anyway, that you remand them in their custody, and you said, there you go. Now you're in charge. So call us when you're ready, And then when they're going to call, because they always call when they dumped them out in, what was it, Nantucket? Where did they take them? El Salvador. No,
you're talking about when the Florida governor
sent them up to
Martha's Vineyard.
Martha's Vineyard. As they were like, we can't have these people here at Martha's Vineyard. Oh no. And so
Let's buy them coats and put them on buses.
yeah.
send them to a Air Force base because that's what they did.
Anyway, but the point is, when they call, I don't think I would answer real quickly. I would say, I'm sorry, the number you have reached has been disconnected.
This is Jane, the number you have reached.
Yeah, and it has been disconnected if you reached this recording in error. Please hang up and call again. And I just think that would be hilarious. I would pay money to see that.
Yeah, the way you're talking, just to get back on laying people off again, people forget that Biden sent a bunch of people out of the military because they wouldn't take the COVID vaccine. They were out of a job, and I don't remember the Democrats throwing a shit fit over that. They threw a shit fit over them not wanting to take it, but not them losing their job. So when they start all this crap about, we're pissed off that you're laying off all these people, it's selective anger.
Well, I don't think people know, though, as a federal employee, it is hard to get fired. It is so hard.
Yeah.
You would have to really go out of your way to get fired in the federal.
Well, not showing up to work would be a good one.
But then again, people weren't because it was remote.
Yeah, but I mean,
They were buying out contracts and giving severance packages and all kinds of stuff. Not like they walked in and told them to put their stuff in this box and get the hell out of there. That's not what happened.
no.
Now, that's what they like to tell everybody.
Yes.
That's the way it happened. But that's not what happened.
The mainstream media are just like in turbo drive, lying.
Well, how unusual.
Wait.
How are we not? Really? What?
Shock and awe. You mean you're lying? But at least I tell you, I make things up.
You're giving Melania a lot of good press though. There before, and they wouldn't even see anything about her. Now they're like, oh, she looks
Because they're petrified of her.
So that was one big great.
They should be, because a lot of people like her.
Yes.
If they'd attack her, they
Well, and
And
not
she's a legal immigrant.
Yes. Yes.
and that picture of her in that suit. Oh my! You know which one?
I'm looking at.
No. This
Her official
her official portrait where she's standing and the reflection is up and she's in this with this silk blouse out and she's in this tailored suit and it says to me, "You went through my underwear drawer.
Yeah.
You people went through my underwear drawer. You raided my home of a past president, and you did this. And my husband's probably a lot nicer than I am. That's what That's what it says to me. And if he doesn't do something, I sleep with him, and I'll remind him."
Well,
That's what-
most of those FBI agents that are getting laid off and fired and investigated, they were caught wearing her underwear that night. No, I'm just kidding.
Oh my God! No!
Sorry, Celeste. I didn't mean to traumatize.
Okay.
I'm a visual person.
Well, okay. Now, I have a beautiful underwear drawer.
I have a pair of yours on right now.
Well, everybody knows people come in to my underwear drawer because I have.
You have yet to show me your panty
Oh,
drawer.
well, after this, because I wear hanky pankies and I have all different colors and they're what? And
He's like,
I'm just listening.
anyway, they're color coordinated, and people would come through when I had my other house, and they'd come in and look at my underwear drawer because they were so pretty and they were so in order. It looked like a department store.
See your underwear drawer?
Yeah.
People just come in and say, Jane, I got to see your underwear
Well,
drawer.
because I'm showing them my house.
oh, look at my panty drawer.
Oh yeah,
For sure.
I do that.
you should. I mean, well, I'm not like wearing them when they see them. I have the news.
So you're
for
not
that.
wearing underwear?
I have the news for that.
Okay, how does one end up in your unmentionable?
It doesn't take much. I got a tour.
Did you get to see the drawer?
I don't remember specifically if I got to see the underwear, but I got to see
You went
the
to the
closet.
Yeah, and I showed you my underwear drawer.
Yeah.
I
It's a
don't
part of the
underwear.
Jane's tour.
It's part of the Jane tour.
Yeah.
We got to get it on camera.
I know, obviously.
Let's feature it.
Following her around with the video camera.
Well, we do
Dedicated to
what is it, live?
Vlog.
Is
My what?
Your vlog.
My vlog.
Jane in real life.
Oh, Jane in real life. Oh, God.
Yeah, that's the name of it.
Jane in real.
Jurl.
Jurl.
I was like, what's Jurl? I was like, did he make
Jurl.
this video, girl? I was like,
Jane in real life.
Jane in real
It's a
life.
play on
It's
girl.
a treat.
She's our Jurl.
So the DOGE thing. Now they used to think because of Tesla and the electric cars and all this, he was a god, right? I mean, all of the liberals thought he was wonderful because they had the Tesla, oil and gas, and now they're firebombing his dealership,
He just rescued 2 astronauts
Yes.
from space.
and he just rescued 2.
Then Biden abandoned.
Yes.
9 months.
They were supposed to be there on a 3-hour tour.
8-day mission.
Yes.
And they were there for 9 months.
And now their legs are all wobbly. They can, I mean,
Well, I think, I don't
And they
think
brought
they've stayed
two
in
other
space that long before.
They took people up and brought them 2 down.
There were
no, they took 4 down. They brought 4 down.
astronauts that have been on 4 missions that didn't have that many collective days as they did on
And that ruins your body.
because they'll probably have problems with their eyesight, their muscles will be deconditioned, they can have problems with their bones because the minerals will come out of your bones because the gravity is what helps keep it in. Although they exercise up there.
Yeah, but it's still not like
It's not like walking around, 60 or 80.
Just like,
They did substantially.
yes.
Yeah.
Anyway, so shame on those people. And shame on the media for not making such a big deal of it because they're too worried about, and again, if I were Trump and if I found those people that did that, and I would declare them terrorists, and I think I would send them to that little Guantanamo. No, I would send them to El Salvador. Did you see that? Huh?
Up to the International Space Station.
You know what? I agree. I think that would be fair.
So you don't want to ruin that. What if aliens come in and they meet them? No, God. No.
My question is, why did they stop using the space shuttles?
NASA funding was an issue that I remember was.
And they're going to start, but Elon is going to create something. They're already working on it. He's already working.
And who's the other guy that's doing something?
Jeff Bezos.
Yeah.
We have Space Force now.
Yes.
Yeah, but he started that last time he was president.
Right. But NASA is not a reliable organization.
Could ever haven't been.
No.
It's like
They're deeply occult in their roots. And JFK was assassinated because he was going to release the UFO file to the Russians.
Did any of y'all read his?
Has anybody read the
1,500 and 1,000 pages?
Yeah. Anyway, well, that's a whole other time. Okay. Anyway, so yeah. But he's done that. But the DOGE thing. So I'm telling anybody out there that's listening, if you have a stick up your ass about DOGE, find the nearest curb and throw yourself off of it. It's only 4 inches, so just throw yourself off of it multiple times and move on with your life because we need to be audited. Everyone needs to be audited. Personal people need to be audited. I need to be audited. The government needs to be audited. And if you don't think that somebody needs to be audited, whoa, I think you're the one that needs to be audited. So if anybody says anything, but how wonderful that they have found all of this waste and all of those Supreme Court judges that have voted against it, I wish crotch-rot on you. Okay?
$200 billion. In 5 years, that's $1 trillion off the debt.
That's true.
Yes, and that's in the bucket.
So they want facts. Go to grants.gov. Look up all the past grants that have been awarded and read the verbiage. I mean, it is insane.
That was crazy.
What's it called? What is it?
Grants.gov.
Grants.gov and see what it's been awarded.
Yeah,
Thank you, Celeste. That's good. Okay. So now we're gonna move on to guilt. You feel the pressure? I didn't get that either. I know that a lot of Catholics get the guilt thing. A lot of Baptists have a guilt thing. What were you?
Methodists, we're not guilty of anything.
No, you're not guilty of anything
Grew
except
up in the
being
Catholic Church
and
decided that they were
a cult.
a couple, no, but they were a little overbearing. So decided that try out the Baptist church, and then the Boy Scout leader stole all the money out of the Boy Scout fund. So I thought, well, I'll be a Baptist. Went over to the Methodist, and I had a friend whose brother came home from Vietnam, was killed, but the Methodist church wouldn't do his funeral, so I decided to leave them behind also because I thought, well, that's evil shit out there. So now I don't affiliate with any church. I'm a Christian, but I don't affiliate with any church.
I still think you need to come to my church.
I know you think.
No, yours.
But
Mine's fun.
I don't have to do that. I have my own faith.
No, I know, but you would like.
Where's your church?
I go to St. Matthew's Episcopal Church in Edinburgh.
My cousin was an Episcopal.
Yeah, I've been Episcopalian. I've been Episcopalian, Presbyterian,
Lutheran people that have different.
I wasn't actually a Lutheran. I went through catechism, but only because I went to school there.
Yeah.
They made me go to church on Sunday for that.
The Buddhist.
You think you could be a Buddhist?
he's not got a big enough belly.
But I almost have a ball head.
You can meditate and that's something.
Oh, yeah. It's
With this girl and these people and
I have
us.
to stay away from him.
That's why he's becoming a Buddhist.
Anyway, okay, but guilt. So the guilt, I know that they supposedly Baptists have a lot of guilt. They tell you that, you're going to go to hell if you don't do this. You're going to do this and you don't do this. I never got that. I never got that guilt part.
that, the Baptists are strange. You can't have sex standing up because they're afraid
Somebody's dancing.
So I think you're dancing.
Oh man, I cleared a room on that.
Oh, you did?
I told a joke at the Calvary Baptist Church singles group, and I said, "Why are you laughing?" And I said, "You know why Baptists don't have sex standing up?" And somebody went, "What?" I said, "Because somebody will think they're dancing." And I mean, everybody scattered. So I cleared the entire room of the Calvary Baptist singles.
So that's pretty good.
And I was at Calvary Baptist singles, and
They got testos?
no, this was, Randy McDonald, and then he's the one that started BT. He was in charge of the singles, adult singles. And I would see these people out, like at clubs on Saturday night, and, hey, how are you, and blah, blah, blah. So stupid me, when I go to church the next morning, because I go to church on Sunday, I say, hey, did you have fun at Southern Nights? Did you have fun at wherever it was? And this one person said, oh, we don't say that. But stupid me, I said, we don't say what? Well, that we just say we went to the movies.
This is why I have a problem with organized religion. There's a lot of hypocritical people.
Yeah, but everybody's a hypocrite.
If you say so.
Come to St. Matthew's, we do not judge.
Yeah, well, anyway, but
I think I'm going to become a biscuit.
A biscuit?
no,
Oh, we're past that already, babe. Those laws already changed.
I don't know what that is. I don't think I want to know.
Church of biscuits.
No.
Flour, Jetty Crockers there, and Red Lobster biscuits.
No.
Free chocolates.
Anyway, very
Even
interesting.
churches actually are dying. They're having a problem getting people into there. Actually, people.
Well, the ones that do not follow the Bible doctrine.
Well, if anyone has anything to say about churches, it should be me.
Yeah.
Because my family's had one for 20 years. And they are dying. We're not dying, but most of them are dying because people are tired. They want a real connection with God, and they have to go play church, and they're sick of it.
Yeah, and that's why I like my church.
And they'd rather keep their money and not have to tithe than just go live their life however they want to instead of pretending.
But, the Bible does says be with like-minded people.
I think
We
the
can
church
mind
in
know.
America really needs to change because it's not like any other church in the world. I've been to third world countries, many of them, and we are so spoiled. We won't go to church if it's raining, if the air conditioning is not working, if someone's sitting in our seat. But they'll walk in Africa and Uganda, they'll walk miles
To go to a church.
to go stand in a dirt field and listen to somebody.
Yes.
Because it's about the message. It's
About the message.
Yeah.
I mean,
And we're
but you
not
would
desperate.
really like to. I know you would, because I know you.
For 50 years.
I like religious historians
You would like Phil.
We do hymns.
than just I don't care about the meaning.
I'll just come. Just try it.
And people,
I'm going to be super sexist. I don't want to listen to a woman pastor.
then oh wow, that is so.
She's really good.
I'm sure she is.
She is amazing. I challenge you to come.
No,
to
I know.
service.
I know her. I know her family, and I'm real weird. Just like I don't want a woman gynecologist.
Really?
I do not want some
But a
woman
woman
putting
would
her
know
hand up my
Is it
hoo-ha.
because you want to be a woman pastor?
My hoo-ha.
What? Okay. Wait. A woman would know more.
No.
The problem is she, and this is
I understand where you're
I've
coming
heard her
from.
say this before.
Yeah.
Women wear rings, and she's always afraid they'll lose one.
He'll sneeze and be like, oh.
She's like, oh my God, where's my bracelet?
Jane will just,
I have friends that are gynecologists and women. They tell me they wear the
yeah.
sleeves
Oh
out.
my God. She wanted a woman gynecologist, and I'm like, I just think that's crazy.
I think the women listen more. I've been with women and men
You have-
gynecologists, and the women are more.
I love my gynecologist.
Who's your gynecologist?
Is this a guilt thing?
Is it? Are we back on guilt? Because that feels. You actually feel guilty when you go to another gynecologist. That's not your long-term gynecologist. That's
I've
guilt.
never done that.
You feel guilty?
Yes.
Boy.
Feel like you're cheating on?
Well, let me ask. Which of you? What's your longest relationship with like a medical professional, like your dentist, your doctor? I mean, who's somebody you really trust? Like, is it like
I trust mine.
Well, but in the healthcare field,
Like just mine.
like your dentist or your
You're trying to say chiropractors aren't real doctors?
chiropractors are
We used to be friends,
Yes.
but now-
No. I felt so bad when I cheated on my masseuse and went to a chiropractor, and then I told her, and she's like, "You can't just come here." And I was just like, "I am so sorry."
A masseuse is not the same.
You need to exercise that yell.
She's got me that. She's like,
How is she going to exercise that guilt?
Exercise.
Clearly, she has some.
that part is because it's somebody that over time, your gynecologist, they know everything about your
Hoo-har.
correct.
I've never heard of it called my hoo-har.
I have a question. What age should men start going to the urologist?
Early. I have an uncle who refused to and now has liver cancer, colon cancer, because he refused to get examined by a doctor.
I just turned 33 Friday, so I think I'm up for an exam.
Yeah,
Yeah, well, especially now.
What's the cure for guilt and shame?
For guilt and
When
shame.
does peace come?
Well, I think the cure for guilt and shame is that you need to know that you're a child of God, and I know you do. And I think God knows that you're sexy, and that what you do, I think that God thinks I'm sexy. He made me in His own image. Okay, and I think God's hot. And I mean, if my sweat. Well, I'm just saying that I think that I am pretty because God loves me, okay? And if I'm in His own image, that He thinks I'm sexy, then I should project that I'm sexy. And I don't have guilt because I'm sexy.
Okay, in your adolescent years, did you feel that way?
No, we went to that one day.
No. But she's right. No. I think your viewers need to hear this because a lot of people have confidence issues, or they feel guilty or body shamed, or whatever it is they're going through. And you just said the right words. God made you who you are.
God made me. Now, do I think you can improve on it? That's why they give you, what is it?
Facelift,
Facelifts.
liposuction, teeth whitening.
What is it? Plastic surgery. And if you don't like something, change it. I didn't like my teeth, and so I changed them. And
How did that make you feel?
for years, when I was young, I had tetracycline
Yes.
and before 6, and what it does, it discolors your teeth. And so from 7, 8 on, I did not smile with my mouth open ever until I got braces when I was a sophomore in high school. And then I would smile because I had braces. And people usually don't smile when they have braces, but I would smile because I had braces. And then I had that boyfriend, Bill, bless his heart, and he said, Jane, you could get your teeth fixed. And I'm like, really? And I had an older dad and a mom that wasn't interested in anything else, so I didn't have anybody tell me that this was available to me. And so I went to my sister and I said, okay. He goes, well, you can get caps. They used to call them caps. Now they're called crowns. Same thing. Anyway, so he said, and I went to my sister and said, Lois, who's the best dentist in Back Allen? She said, Dr. Jung. And I said, so I was 16. I got in my car and I drove to Dr. Jung's office. I said, hello. I made the appointment and I sat down and I was talking to Dr. Jung and I said, I want my teeth cap. And I'm 16, okay? And he's like looking around and he goes, are you here with someone? I said, no, it's just me. And he goes, well, I think I need to talk to a parent. It did not occur to me that I needed a parent with me. It just didn't. My dad, I had I could pay him. I would tell my dad and I would do this. And I said, well, yeah, you need a parent. Okay. So I go and get my dad. I drag him back to the dentist and he says, so the Dr. Jung's talking to, like, you're me. And my dad's sitting there and he's telling my dad all this. And my dad, thank you, Daddy. He said, why are you telling me? Why aren't you telling her? She's the one that's going to have it done. So, I said, well, I tried to tell him that, Daddy, but he didn't.
So back then you couldn't get your teeth whitened or your caps on your teeth without a parent. Now you can get your nuts cut off without a parent.
That's true.
I mean, think of how crazy. And I remember I got 6 crowns. They were $200 a piece. And the time after they put them on, I haven't shut my mouth since. No.
Yes, I knew that.
Well, let's go back.
By the way, I meant testicles, not nuts.
Okay.
Okay, was that your gills?
Guilt. The guilt was, I don't know if that was guilty, but I was so happy. I don't think I had a body image problem or anything. Did I have a body image problem?
With your mouth, you wouldn't smile.
I wouldn't.
Adolescents do.
Yeah.
That's the time where they're kind of like, well, I'm not perfect. But because God loves you, you know you're perfect.
Yeah. But I remember telling people, that
You wouldn't smile.
but I wouldn't smile. But I mean, I don't know if I felt guilty about it.
Lovely.
So how do we get to peace?
How do we get to peace?
Let's give peace a chance.
Do you have problems with some guilt?
My teeth have them too.
Your teeth? I mean, well, I was just thinking, you are talking about guilt. I can't think of anything that I feel guilty about. But am I a sociopath or something?
Are you Jay Simpson?
What?
O.J. Simpson,
No.
Ron Poe.
And the glass fit.
And then guilt. People are loaded with guilt. They don't do things because they're guilty, and they're afraid to do things because they're guilty about it.
Done enough bad stuff to be guilty.
My dad used to tell me, that I needed to go to reform school. I don't know why I told this story. It's hilarious. But my dad, you knew my dad.
Absolutely.
He just thought that I needed.
Discipline is what he thought you needed.
Is that what he thought?
Yes.
Was you really? Like,
And he was correct. She did.
she's really poised. And
She's learned as she's aged.
That I'm not that much different. Okay.
Quite a bit different.
And
He was too tired to discipline. Just gave her a credit card.
no, he didn't have credit cards.
He didn't have an extra 8 hours to spend on that
No,
a day.
She's running wild again.
no, he was. I never did it. I didn't drink. I didn't smoke. I didn't do drugs. I was just always out there. I mean, doing stuff. Dancing and carrying on. And so, I had done something, stayed out late, but I don't know why he would bother staying out late. He was usually in Mexico on the Monte Carlo out, across the street. So I don't know what the big deal was, but he got a burr. And I guess he was like, JD, I just don't know what's wrong with you. We were coming from church, going to Palmetto Inn to have a number 5 plate or a number 7. And I had done something. He goes, JD, there was just something wrong with you. I'm going to have to send you to reform school. I'm like, reform school? I said, I haven't done anything to go to reform school. You have to tear up something, shoot some,
How old were you?
I was 16, 17.
Had you been around Craig Luchin at that point in time?
Well, yeah, but my
Then you
dad.
probably needed to go to
No,
reform
but my
school.
dad brought his.
Around Craig.
Yeah, but my dad brought his.
oh,
Yeah, but
change name.
but my dad brought his grandfather. My dad brought his grandfather to the valley. So I mean, this was a whole thing. Anyway, so no, I hadn't done anything to go to reform school. So he goes, well, Jenny, sometimes I think you're crazy. And I'm like, oh, I am not. I'm fine. And so we were driving down McCall Road before it was the big thing, and we're driving. And there used to be a psychiatrist. The only psychiatrist in the valley at the time was the Tunbergs, and we were driving by, and there's his house. And he said, look, there's a psychiatrist. I'm going to have to send you to a psychiatrist because you're crazy. I said, I am not crazy. And he goes, yep, you're just, I don't know what to do with you. And I said, well, okay, so this could have something to do with it. So I'm driving, and Dad is in the back. And I guess Katie, your friend of mine, she has passed away. And so I'm driving down in my mom's Cadillac down McCall Road, doing this, going from side to side, going, I'm crazy, I'm crazy.
There you go.
Crazy. And he goes, see, Janie, what am I going to do with you?
Orange that is in the
I'm like, and of course, my mother was laughing, and Daddy was just like, "There's just no hope for you. You need something. You're just crazy." I said, "I'm not crazy." He was
You asked about the longest relationship with
a doctor.
a doctor. When I was,
Oh, we pup. Oh
I
man,
think when I was 17 or 18,
doesn't matter.
I found a car that I liked. And to make a short story long, that's what I'm going to do. I found a car that I liked, and I bought it. It was a Camaro. And picked it up at 7 o'clock. And a drunk 15-year-old ran a stop sign at 11 o'clock and totaled it and put me in the hospital. So I had to have, 10 stitches inside in my head, not inside my skull, but, tissue.
How many?
I think 10 inside.
I have 8.
15 outside or whatever. It was a double stitch deal. So that you go get them taken out. So, they give you, when you, in school, you used to have to put your doctor name and all that kind of stuff. So I remember the guy's name. So I make an appointment with him or at his office, and I get there and I walk in and I said, I have an appointment. My name is Mike Gutters. And the lady looks over the desk and she said, "Where's the patient?" I said, "Oh, I'm the patient." She said, "This is the pediatrician's office." And I said, "Well, this is the only doctor I've ever seen in my life." And she goes, "Let me go ask him if he'll take the stitches out of your head." And she went back and she talked to him. And he said, "Of course, I'll take them out." So I went back and I walked into the room and sat down, and he walks in. He goes, "Oh, you've changed since the last time I saw you." Yeah, because I'm like this tall. And now I'm 6'1", that was my longest relationship with a physician.
Peace. 5 more minutes. Peace. How do you get peace? Knowing that, you're saved by grace through faith. And you've accepted Jesus as your Savior, and you have peace.
There's nothing you can do to make God love you more or less.
Yeah. That's true. Although I am one of his favorites. And I have a T-shirt. Do you have a T-shirt?
I got a tattoo.
Now, what does it say? You lie.
It says I'm God's favorite.
No, you don't.
Yep, it's on my butt.
Show me. No, I have a
Don't
T-shirt.
show me.
I have a T-shirt that says Jesus loves you, but I'm his favorite. Anyway.
I got a T-shirt that says I love Jesus, but I curse a little.
But, okay, get rid of the guilt. Anytime you start to feel guilty, say, "I am a child of God, and God thinks I'm sexy." And there's nothing to be guilty about.
So it's returning to innocence. Guilty, the opposite of guilty is innocent. Correct.
And just be confident in the fact that you're a good person and you try to do good things. You're not perfect, but and
you do, and
have empathy, and you do things.
And if you do make a mistake, you rectify it immediately.
You're forgiven.
Jesus paid for all your penalty.
Jesus paid for everything, but if you, since you've done, like I have talked about before, if you've done something wrong and you're angry at somebody, you rectify it and ask for forgiveness from them. And go apologize. That helps with guilt a lot, because usually maybe guilt comes from not apologizing, saying to the doctor or your masseuse, saying, "I wanted to try something else because this is not fulfilling me," and you don't want to hurt anybody's feelings.
Well, Jane, your last episode when you said give it to God.
Yeah.
And you talked about how when you had all these problems going on and you finally said, and you were like, "Hey, I was mad at so-and-so, so-and-so," and at that point you can say you didn't have peace.
I did not have peace.
And the minute you decided to take in peace, at that point there, what made you decide, like, okay, I'm going to give it to God?
Like, I couldn't go on anymore. I was miserable. I was mad all the time. I was short with people, and I wasn't fun to be around. And it was, and so the thing that I liked the most was that there's I have a little thing. Here it is. Don't do this to me. Okay, it says, "Do you have peace in your heart? If not, why?" What situation or circumstances came to mind because of the specific question being asked? So just like when you ask for forgiveness, God puts it in your head. So you want to go, why do I not have peace? And when I was like, okay, God had put it in your head. He's real good about that. If you pay attention, you gotta put attention what he's saying. Let's use that one. There's 2 ways that you can have peace about a thing. Determine what it is you can do about it. Wake up every day and do it. Realize there's nothing you can do about it. Wake up every day and move on with your life. Living in peace or falling to pieces is a choice entirely yours. So Philippians 4:8, keep your thoughts on whatever is right and diverse, praises, things that are true, honorable, fair, pure, acceptable, and commendable. Like Mike said. That's what you said. So you were quoting Philippians in the Mike Metters kind of way.
Thanks.
That's okay. You're a real theologian now.
I have been for quite some time.
Oh, okay. Anyway, so please.
You need to stop laughing over there.
Anyway, so I thought that was.
I'm like, lightning's not going to strike us, are we?
Anyway, but peace is important. And so, you just have to, again, give it to God and let it go because there's things that you can't change, Right now, I'm going through some really strange stuff that has to do with finances. And most people would be falling apart right now. And you've been through that. And I mean, it is unbelievable. And I'm sitting here being pleasant. Most people would be, sitting in the corner trying to catch their thumb. But I do have peace because you know what? At the end of the day, it doesn't matter. Because you're a child of God, and he thinks I am sexy. So I want to thank you guys for listening to Jake Remember the Name. And if you don't think God thinks you're sexy, you look in that mirror again. Thank you.